So the common problems that I'm seeing right now in most swimmers is their hand are coming in closer to their head. I want your hand to enter at shoulder width. And if you think about how to get powerful, how to get strong, and where the strongest aspects of the swim stroke are, they're going to be at shoulder width, fingertips down, and then you have all this area to use and strength to use. If you enter at the head, then you have to come back to the shoulder width to initiate fingertips down. So it's enter at shoulder width. Oh, wait, one second. All right, so enter at shoulder width. As your fingertips drive downwards, you want to have your fingertips point down towards the bottom. It doesn't matter what the bottom is. It could be the bottom of the pool, it could be the bottom of the chop tank, it could be the bottom of the Atlantic. It doesn't matter, but always pointing down. And you want your paddle is from your elbow to your fingertips. Now, as you stand here, if anyone has their hands at their sides, you kind of have your hand in a relaxed position. That's your swimming position. This is your paddle. It's not fingers splayed, where you get a lot of, there's turbulence, and then you miss a lot of the area, the surface area. You actually don't grab it. And you don't want to cuff, because you want to increase your surface area with still allowing a relaxed, powerful position, okay? So don't cuff it and don't splay it. You just want a natural hand position. Palm facing towards your feet. No matter where you're going, it should be palm towards your feet and your whole paddle. In terms of like propulsion, your hand has a lot more grip and the ability to anchor on water than your forearm, but your forearm can certainly help you with propulsion, okay? So if you ever do a drill where you close your fingers and you do a fist swimming, you will notice, oh wow, I do have a lot less purchase on the water simply from fingers, right? So, but if you were to take away the whole hand, then it's even less and less and less. But there is still good surface area on your forearms. So if your paddle faces always towards your feet, I cannot levitate, have not figured that one out yet, but just go with me. So imagine this leg is up too. Okay, all right, so as your hand enters the water, your fingertips are pointing down, palm facing towards your feet the entire way, right? So if I'm swimming, I always have a force to push on to help me go forward, because the name of the game is to go forward faster, right? When we start to snake and we start to, I can usually see when I look on anyone who's swimming, if there's a lot of symmetry. So what's happening on the right side is mirrored or reflected to what's happening on the left. What happens above the water is usually reflected by what's happening below the water. And then at the medial cut, what's happening above your waist is usually reflected below your waist. So if your hand, let's give you an example. So if my hand comes in at shoulder width, but I start to push towards my opposite shoulder, there's going to be a reaction to that. And it's usually left hand goes in, my right foot will go over my left leg, and I'll get a crossover. And there's like a little tap with my foot. So, I'm tapping on my feet. That tells me I need to get my fingertips down and right below me. We do want that flatter stroke, and we want it straight back. Remember I talked about the S pattern? We're just going straight back with it. So hand goes in the water, palm faces towards the feet, going straight back. Now, if you slow down and you use YouTube to teach yourself something, if you want to YouTube any good swimming, you can look at pool swimming to see the above and below water, what's happening. You will see some movement. The hand does move east and west a little bit, but that's just because they're trying to go. When you look at the Olympic swimmers, and she's from this area. Do you guys know the name? Katie Ledecky? Yeah, Katie's an awesome swimmer. She's fantastic. You can learn a lot from Katie in the way that she swims. She swims with a pretty strong kick. We don't need as heavy as a kick. If you're in the right wetsuit, then you should be elevated properly. We need our legs for cycling and running, and so I would like for you to use your legs as like a balance and timing issue, less for propulsion, okay? You want to use the rhythm and arms a lot for your for speed, okay? So with a good kick, and if you watch Katie, use lane lines as your example. Her hand will come in, and you can mark it on the lane line. Her hand will come in, fingertips are down, and then her body moves past her hand. Her hand does not move past her body, okay? Semantics, but also true, right? Hand enters the water. As she's moving forward, if you watch, her hand will exit almost 3 feet ahead of where it entered. If we took a video of pretty much everybody on this field, their hand's gonna exit behind where it enters because there's a little bit of slipping and we're not kicking as much. So she's moving, her velocity and speed that she's moving is considerable. There are no women who have ever moved faster in the water, and very few men who have. So she does have a really nice kick. But if you look at the why behind it, what is she doing in terms of the right swim stroke? It's hands entering its shoulder width, fingertips are down, a balanced kick, and lots of rhythm. Rhythm. If you guys ever played music as a kid, it's gonna really help your swimming. I promise you. You just gotta find the beat. And that beat needs to come when your face is in the water, you need to exhale. And when your face is out of the water, you need to inhale. If you guys are taking your face out of the water and exhaling and inhaling and then going back, you miss the beat. So you definitely wanna go hand enter, shoulder width, fingertips down, rotate, and breathe. You can make as many sounds as you want. Nobody can hear you. Okay? They can't hear you. Yeah, very audible. I'm audible when I do it too. Okay, so those are like the really basic swimming tips I've got for you guys. You can apply them tomorrow on race day. If you are thinking like, if you can think about the small thing in the moment, it will keep you in the moment. If you find that your mind wanders to, I wonder what my kids are up to, I wonder if my husband was able to, get some coffee because he's wrangling the kids today. Good luck for him. He's going to find out what it's really like. If your mind starts to wander into things other than in the moment, I want you to think about the technique. And that technique could be hand position. It could be, where are your hands on the bike? Where are your hands on the run? It could be, where are your hips? I do like you thinking about, this is how my head should be when I'm swimming. It's not, I'm not talking to you guys like this or down like this, okay? Neutral head position. If your chin is tucked to your chest, it's going to precipitate and waterfall effect onto everything else, and it'll cascade into your hips, and then you'll start swimming a little bit like Stevie Wonder. Okay? And you get a little fishtail, right? If your chin is too far away from your chest, your hips are going to sink, and you're just going to be climbing all day. And it puts a lot of stress on your pecs and your biceps and your shoulder socket in general. So when I sight, it's real brief. My hand enters the water. I look up, alligator eyes, and then hip down, and then I rotate to breathe. I could say alligators here. You don't really want to talk about sharks too much here. We talk about alligators here, but in Florida, well, you can't really talk about any of that stuff. But anyway, so hand enters in. Oh yeah, you go turtle. So you peek up, rotate to breathe, and come down. So it has to be within the rhythm. If you are lost, then you're gonna want a straight up water polo. Where's the buoy? Right. Oh heavens, it's over here. Right? That's okay. But you want to kind of pop up, look around, survey the area, and go. We're close to DC. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with Ronald Reagan. This is an older reference for the older generation. So Ronald Reagan, for you young people, was the president of the United States in 1988. Okay? And Ronald Reagan had this saying, and he would say, trust but verify. And I am firm on this one with bubbles in swimming. Trust the bubbles, but verify. If you are going to lead your race in the direction of your swimming to somebody you've never met before in your entire life, just because they stood next to you right before the horn blew, and you go off course, who's that on? That's on you. That's a you problem. Okay? So we see the bubbles. Okay, I'm on bubbles. Are we going the right way? Yep. I'm seeing it. And so you want to trust it, feel it, trust it, and verify occasionally. Now, is the speed fast enough? If you're sitting right on feet, I'm going to trust this speed. I think we're going fast enough. I'm going to verify it. You want to go wide? Oh, wait, they're not going very fast. I'm passing them. And then you move up to the next set of bubbles. Or you go wide and you start losing bubbles. Oh, that was legit. You slide back into the stream. You get back on those bubbles. Okay? Trust but verify those bubbles. Just like I would for cycling, come in wide, swim to the apex, and exit wide. That's okay. I usually go right at buoys. So if this is my buoy and I'm turning left, I'll come right at it and I'll bump it to make sure I'm on it, bump it, and I'm coming through. Another way, if it's a 90-degree buoy, come right at, and I'll do like a little spin move, like Aaron Donald. Pretend I'm Aaron Donald. He's a football player. So, swim. Oh wait, who's Chase Young? Across the bay. Anyway. So swimming. I'll go left hand, backstroke, right hand. This move where you just come in and you're like, oh wait, I'm just gonna go 1, 2, and if you're gonna do the one-handed move, the hand that stays out is the hand that's on the buoy. So this one, it doesn't come down to your waist, because then you sink in this guy. Yeah. So we want to stay on top of the water. You come on the buoy, hand out front, bang, bang, continue. Okay, don't let that hand drop, because it's like you're holding on to something, and then you let go, and then you sink, and then you're doing this guy. Yeah. Which half of us might be in that space. Right. It matters more about how you're exiting the buoy than how you're entering the buoy. So if you want to take okay, buoy's here, relax, coming around the buoy, stay relaxed, and now the buoy's past and accelerate. That actually, because a lot of people will do the opposite, where they go, buoy's here, oh yeah, I get it on, they get to the buoy, like, whoo, I'm smoked now, and now if you were relaxed and you come out at aggressive as opposed to aggressive and then relax, there's a real big swing towards in your favor. Yes?
If the water is really shallow on the exit of the swim, do you swim in as far as you can, or when do you stand up to run out of water?
So as soon as, I got long arms, but as soon as my fingers can touch the bottom, I'm standing. Unless it's like so this is used to be called the Great Marsh Park.